We're good? We're going?
Yep, we're going.
Welcome back to Stream of Consciousness, everybody. I am Joey Nut Muffin Stout, and this is Joel Fireblade Cox. And this is Stream of Consciousness podcast.
I like Fireblade.
Fireblade, yeah, thank you. It wasn't bad. Not bad for the seat of my pants.
Nope.
Not bad for a couple of amateurs. So we're gonna talk a little more about Vegas. We had our live episode we talked about last week. Whenever you guys joined us, we talked about Vegas, but we really didn't get into Vegas. We really got hung up on just the travel plans and the flight and everything that happened there, and we didn't touch base as solidly on the actual trip to Vegas. So first thing you did when you got to Vegas, you and Jonesy flew in. You got off the
First
plane
thing I did
in Vegas. What did you do?
Got off the plane.
They make you get off eventually.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a say so in it. They kick you out of there.
Got off the plane. Got our bags. We played a slot. I won.
You guys went straight to the slots in the airport.
Yeah. Well,
That's super cool. They have
the
slots.
lady told me that whenever you have a seat between you and you're flying with somebody else, it's good luck.
Wait, what?
When you're flying out on a plane and there's a free seat between you and your friend, that's good luck. You split slots.
Okay.
So I did, and I won $24.
Nice. Right off the bat.
I cashed out as quickly as I could, and I did not gamble the rest of the trip.
That was your whole win.
Mhm.
You left Vegas $24 ahead. I didn't gamble hardly at all this time. Actually, did I? No, I played a little bit of roulette. I put a couple bucks on the roulette table.
Always bet on black.
I did not. I bet on red.
You're supposed to always bet on black.
That's
What's
why I
this?
lost, I bet, actually. No, it wouldn't have made a difference because it was the second spin, and it was double zeros, green double zeros. So it didn't matter what I bet on, I was losing that money. But that's how I started off my Vegas trip. Was no, I didn't start off Vegas. I can't even remember when that was. That might have been first or second day. It was somewhere in the mix there.
So
all right, so you won your $24.
Well, I had to wait for my rental car because I found out that rental cars are on 24-hour periods. I said I want to pick my car up at 8:30 because that's when I landed. I want to drop it off at 11 o'clock on Monday. They wanted $600 for the rental because they charged me a week.
Oh wow.
So there's something wrong here. So I called my buddy Avik, who is a master traveler and knows all the ins and outs and all the tricks. He told me, well, cut a couple hours off either the beginning or the end of your trip. So I did. I made it to pick up for 9:30, and the price dropped to $399.
Holy crap.
I'm sorry, $299.
That's a big jump.
And there was $55 worth of insurance, which I took because it's Vegas, and you
Right.
don't want to deal with anything in Vegas.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with the stupid in Vegas.
I even paid for the actual fill the tank up before you get back thing, so I don't even know where a gas station is in Vegas. I've never gotten gas in Vegas. So whenever I go to Vegas, I always buy that thing where you just buy the gas.
Right. That's cool too, though. We're basically, you don't have to put the gas into the car. They just say, bring it back, whatever, we'll fill it up, and we're just going to charge you for the gas.
Yep. So did that, and we went to Hashigogo, which is a restaurant. It's a kind of like a diner, but their portions are huge.
What kind of food?
Like regular food, like they had sausage, bacon, eggs,
Well,
waffles.
looks like American style.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of the places where you need a buddy, because you order a dish, you're not finishing that dish by yourself. You need help.
This is like a fogo. No, what's that? Not fogo show. What's the Buca de Beppo?
Yeah.
Buca de Beppo is like all these large portions
Uh-huh.
they're intended to share kind of thing.
Yep.
So that's
So that's what this was.
Hashigogo. So if you're in Vegas and you are extra hungry, or if you have friends that like the same type of food you like, then Hashigogo is your place
Yep.
to go.
Left there. We went to some place where I cannot mention this episode, but if you're a subscriber of the podcast,
Tune in for all the the really good details. We already made a promise we're gonna have this released.
Yeah.
We said it during the live show, but actually we're going to. That was last week. We're going to release it probably next week.
yeah,
Or
the following week or week after,
it won't be released.
it will
before
not be
this.
released on Facebook.
Okay.
There'll be a missing episode.
Yes, we're gonna have a missing episode that you can only get if you tune in and if you subscribe to our podcast. You have to download this one.
Mhm.
This is gonna be all the debauchery and all the. Basically, Joel became a stripper while in Vegas, and if you really want to see the details and the photos, you have to download it.
Jonesy was talking decadence. I was chocolate cake.
Oh, chocolate cake. Cocoa butterscotch.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so much better. You're welcome. You can use that.
Yes,
anytime you
just
want.
call me Cocoa Butterscotch.
And I was dolce de leche.
Let's just say I'd have to pay for drinks for a couple nights in Vegas. Anyway,
So, all right.
we
So,
went to explicit content deleted.
okay.
We left there. Went to the Stratosphere. The Stratosphere now charges.
You did go to the Stratosphere.
But they charge to go to the top of the Stratosphere now.
Stratosphere is the hotel in Vegas that's like it's the tallest hotel in Vegas.
Looks like the Space Needle.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
It's the tallest
But
one.
it looks like.
Oh, it looks like the Space Needle. Yeah. It's this very tall one, and at the top of it, did you guys pay to go up there?
No.
You did not.
$30.
To get to just to go up.
Uh-huh.
Like not to do anything, just
Yeah.
to get up there.
It was free when we went in like 2012. So.
Yeah, I haven't been. It was actually part of my list of things I wanted to do, and we ended up not going because we decided just to spend our time otherwise. This was all. It was
Chicken,
a little
chicken,
more
brown,
frustrating.
wow.
No, it was
Brown
definitely.
chicken,
I
brown
guarantee that was
cow.
not what was going on.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
No, it was more of a Okay, let's go with that. That sounds so much better than we just decided to argue about something stupid in the middle of Vegas. We just decided to omit that out of our trip just because it was there was more important things we wanted to do, and not the time consuming. It's very cool because you go to the top of Stratosphere. They have I think like 4 different roller coaster rides, and you can get to the top of the Stratosphere, and they hook you up to the like bungee thing, and you can just jump right the hell off the Stratosphere, and they like bungee cord you down. It's like a zip straight to the bottom. Very cool, and if you want to pay to get to the top of the Stratosphere, I would recommend. I've seen videos and such of it. It looks really cool. It's a lot of fun.
I have pictures from 2012, but
did you go? You went to the. You didn't jump off though.
no.
So yeah, I want to. I want to do that. I wish I would have done it. That's one of my few regrets from Vegas that I didn't get to do that. I wish I would have done that.
So, we went to the Stratosphere, came back, let's check in. Now, check-in was a little interesting because the line was 6 people deep.
6 people.
Mhm.
That's it.
No, like the lines, there's 6 lines of people.
Oh, 6 rows deep. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
sorry, 6 people rows deep.
Oh, you said 6. I thought you were like 6 people in front of you.
No.
That's
Apparently, the Luxor is always busy with check-in,
Yeah.
unless it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
no, because we got in. I don't mean to interrupt your story, but so we get in, we get off the plane, we go down, and I'd been through this before. Jonesy and I, when we went 2 years ago, we went out, we got a shuttle. We paid for the shuttle, we jumped on the shuttle, we went to our hotel, and then we went out and had a few drinks. Well, this time around, I said, doing the same thing. I'm going to grab a shuttle. So I got a little time to kill. We grab coffee, get a Starbucks, go over, get
Joe
our
and
bags.
Sarah drink a lot of coffee.
I do drink a lot of coffee. It's pretty much all that I do.
Every time we're gonna get a coffee. We're gonna get a coffee.
Yeah,
we're gonna get a coffee.
Well, I
we're gonna
drink
get a coffee.
I drink coffee multiple times a day, so coffee's like my go-to thing. So I get my Starbucks, I go out and I pay for the shuttle, and they say, okay, stand over there by that sign, and the shuttle will come by, and probably they say it's going to be about 20 minutes. So I go, okay, that's fine. I can wait 20 minutes to get into Vegas. So I'm sitting, we're hanging out, we're talking. It's about 30 minutes into it. I'm like, feels like we should have got our shuttle already. So then I'm kind of getting a little anxious, and I'm like waiting. Every time one of these shuttles comes up, they jump out and they hit you up a number. Ours was I think 299. So they come out and they go 304, 2191, whatever, blah 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 blah, 144. So they call the numbers, and if you're the one of the numbers, you get on the shuttle, and if you're not, then you don't. So I'm waiting. So now like 45 minutes into this, I go over and I'm like, okay, you told me 20, it's been 45. They go, oh, you're the next one coming by. So we go back over. I'm waiting, and now I'm going up. And every time they're yelling at the numbers, I'm stopping. I'm going, excuse me, did you call 299? No, we did not call 299. So the next one goes by. Did you call 299? Not 299. Okay, well, I'm supposed to be the next one. It's now an hour and a half into this. I'm getting pissed. So I go back over again. I go, you told me I was the next one. Well, it's right here. You are the very next one to come in. So I go back over, and I swear to you, probably 15 minutes goes by. Not a single shuttle stops. Not one. After they've been pretty much on a steady rotation, not one shuttle comes by. Finally, one pulls up. I go up to the guy. Do you have 299? No, he doesn't. But another one pulls in right behind him. I go, if this guy is not 299, they can keep my money. I'm getting a cab. Because I'm at this point, it's almost 2 hours into us waiting. It was like an hour 45. So I go over. The guy has my number. We get on the shuttle, and we take. Then like a whole bunch of other people get on. He stops. He starts to drive away. He goes to another stop, picks up more people. Then he drops them off. Then he drops off another group that was on our bus. Then another group. Then another group. It was over 2.5 hours before we got dropped off at our hotel from the time we bought our tickets. I was furious. It ruined my whole night, my first night there. It absolutely destroyed our night there. From that.
That's a shame.
It was ridiculous.
That's why I'm kind of glad.
So then we finally get to the hotel, and I go in, and there was a decent bit of a line there too, and it was like 3 in the morning. It was lately. I don't remember exactly.
It was 3. It was like midnight.
No, it was
midnight.
Was it?
Trust me, it was midnight.
All right, if you say so. That was all fun. Oh, I guess no, because wait, we left.
It was 3:00 Eastern Standard Time.
11, 12. Yeah. Okay, so it was around midnight. You're right. No, it wasn't. It was about midnight.
Yeah.
Still a decent line.
So Jones and I go over. I'm like, we'll check out. I installed the app.
No, wait. I do want to say this though. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you again, but
he's not sorry.
No, I'm not really. the check-in process though. After we did get up there, the folks working the desk are the best. They're absolutely wonderful. They're so considerate. And they're so like. And she says, "How's your day?" And I went, "Well, we waited for the." And I didn't get into the whole. I didn't tell her the whole story. I just kind of said we waited, and I'm just oh, I am so sorry. And she's just like kissing my ass, and she didn't need to. I didn't need that. Yeah. But she really was.
He still needed that.
Whether she was doing anything for me or not. Coincidentally, I know she didn't do anything for me, but she made me feel like she was. I knew she didn't because a good friend of mine, his mom works at the hotel, and she was able to hook us up with a really good upgrade to our room because I originally had a room probably similar to where you guys were.
He would have stayed right next door to us, but he said no.
I would have on the 3rd floor. I had
He's the 1%.
I had a room with 2 queen beds and on just the standard room.
1 for sex, 1 for sleeping.
Yeah, not one for whenever I have to sleep. One. No, we'll get into that. Yeah, 1 for me, 1 for her. We sleep like the Flintstones. But my buddy's mom was able to upgrade us to a suite, so I went from the 3rd floor to the 23rd floor. She moved us all the way up.
Deluxe apartment.
I think there's only like 25 floors or something to begin with, so we were pretty damn close to the top. Whenever we had just got a room for like the bottom floors, I mean, she really took great care of us. What an awesome thing she bumped us up big time. Super thrilled with that. That was really cool of her.
Joe's gonna do some things she doesn't want to do for that room now.
I did have to blow my friend's mom. I did. I had.
And the friend when he gets back to bed.
Well, it was a joint thing. They have a very strange family. It was basically just they just gangbanged me. I'm not saying I didn't like it, Joel. I'm just
you liked it so much.
I'm saying if you have to suck a dick, it should be an old lady's. She deserved it. She gave me a great.
So anyway, Jones, I tried to check in, and I was like, download the app, wait for the email. I'm like, shit, what email did it go to? So after doing some Sherlock Holmes and of my email. Found it, and I got in. Jonesy couldn't log in. He kept getting this like error. And I guess you're gonna stand in that line. I'm like, Jonesy, we're not staying in that line. We get in that line. We're not getting out of that line until like 9 o'clock tonight.
Now, if you do check in through the mobile app, how do you get a card for your room?
Let me get there, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
So I checked in. I got an email. I had to click the link. I clicked the link, and a QR code showed up in my email. They have a little mobile check-in section. That has a QR code scanner. Took my phone, scanned a QR code, and got my key.
QR code is like the barcode that's the square one. Okay. Not everybody knows that. Like, I only barely know that because of you.
So, did that. Jonesy still can't log in. I'm like, let me try this. Log in my phone. Logs my phone. He tries. Doesn't work. Grab the phone. Log the phone. Hit the button. He got checked in. Wait for the email. Wait for the email. Email never comes. I'm like, let's go to the mobile check and take care of this. Now, I'm feeling kind of confident because I got him past where they told me he couldn't get past. So I'm like, I'm going to try and talk to this guy. I'm going to fail miserable, but Jonesy can take over. So we met Steve. Steve is the motherfucking man. The motherfucking
You go, Steve.
Man. If you ever go to the Luxor, look for Steve. Tell him Joel sent him, and you tip him well. I'm not paying you back for the tip. So, we're talking to Steve. I'm like, here's what happened. Can you help us? He goes, let me look in the system. I'm like, is it possible to get a room like close to me? He goes, well, what room are you in? I'm like, 3008. So, okay. I got 3007. I got 3009. I got 3004. He goes, 3004 has a handicap shower. That's the only difference. 3009 is right next door. 3007 has a door. You guys connected if you wanted to, like, Jones, you get 3007.
That's awesome.
Jones had this look on his face like, I don't want this guy next to my room. So Steve saw this look and goes, I probably shouldn't have said that. My bad. Which room do you want? I'm like, Jones, no pressure. Take whatever room you want. So it took 2004. So we got our cards, went out, checked in. Life was great. What did we do next?
Then, I don't know. You guys got there early.
Yeah, I actually have a little note thingy I typed
So you did your itinerary. Well, we got while you're looking into that, I got into my room. We get there. We wait in line. We wait a while in line. It actually wasn't too bad. They were moving everybody pretty quickly. Everybody was very friendly. It was late. So everybody was a little bit drained, but it wasn't a bad move. So we finally get our room. They tell us where we have to go down to get into our hotel or to get to the we have a specific elevator. We couldn't just take any elevator. We had to take our specific
elevators
to get to our floors. And so we go all the way up to our floor.
Because
walk off the
because
elevator.
of the way the elevator was designed, certain elevators.
It's a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so only certain ones can go to certain floors, and it's not an elevator. It's I can't remember the term they use, but it's a sideways elevator, which sounds really cool. Except
wait, did yours go sideways?
They all do. They all have a little bit of a slope because you're on a pyramid. So you start from the corner and you go up to a diagonal. It's a diagonal elevator. Technical term. You can Google it. So we get up there, and as soon as you walk off the elevator, you start seeing the rooms, and there's a sign. Now my room is 23001, and it says that to the right. So I start walking to the right, and the numbers are going up, but they're not my rooms. It's 23008, 23009, 230. So we walk all the way, and I'm figuring eventually I'm going to get to it. Well, then we get halfway around this, and you look over, you see down into the lobby, like it's terrifying. Like you look over the edge, and you are 20
amazing and beautiful and happy.
It was fun and it was cool, but it was also like there should be somebody on suicide watch up there also, because that's like splat. If you're too drunk, you can. And the railing isn't like super high. It's a maybe like my waist high, a little bit higher, but that's not enough to keep you if you're really messed up. Like it's a little. I can't believe that like bad shit hasn't happened. Like you'd expect it to be glassed in or something, but they don't. Which whatever, that's fine. So I'm walking all the way around, and next thing I see, and then finally I run across a little placard that says the room numbers again, and now it's saying back to the left. I just came from the left, so now I got to walk all the way back around, and I go back past the elevators, and I start walking all the way the other way. I walked a whole circle around this thing before I realized my room is as soon as you walk off the elevator, it's right there. I am off the elevator. There's my room immediately in front of me. But the sign says it's this way, and then you get over there, and the sign says it's this way, and so you keep going back and forth right past your room. So I finally figure it out, and we get into our room, and this room is humongous. You walk in, there's a little hallway, there's the bathroom, a gigantic bathroom, monster sink. I think it was a double bowl sink, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have a huge king-size bed, and then there's the tub, and then there's a whole other side room with a secondary TV and a sitting space, and you can open up the blinds and the beautiful view. It was really, it was a great room. We had an unbelievable room. That she really hooked us up with great. But yeah, our room was fantastic. It was really awesome whenever we finally got in. What was your
So after we checked in, we decided it's time for some dinner. So we went to first we went to the Chonga Bar.
the chocolate bar in New York, New York.
No, Chonga.
Oh, Chonga Bar. Oh,
Yeah.
Chonga Bar is where we talked about quite a bit. Our friend Kayla that used to work there.
Kayla quit working there a year ago.
Yeah, and we didn't even get a chance to. I don't think she's on Facebook.
Nope.
Was any of us able to get in touch
Oh,
with her?
she disappeared off the face of the earth.
Fuck Kayla.
So
we still love you, Kayla.
So my wife and I got a 64-ounce bottle, and we got margarita.
That was cool.
Yeah.
You have it on here somewhere. I saw it.
Yeah. So we get that. Let's go get tacos.
When you say 64-ounce bottle, just for the audience, they have this at the Chonga Bar, whatever it is pronounced. They have these monster slushy machines that they mix the alcohol in, vodka, or rum, or tequila, or whatever, along with these huge slushies, and you can take them around. And there's different places you can get them filled back up. Fat Tuesdays will fill everybody's cup anywhere. I really like that. I was pretty impressed with Fat Tuesday. And there's a couple other ones too. I can't remember, something Rocket or something like that will do it. Certain places will, but the 64-ounce one is the biggest one they have. It's this monster.
No.
Is there a bigger one?
100 ounce.
There's 100 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like?
It's just like a giant.
Is it a yard?
Yeah.
It's like when okay, so they have the yards. They have ones that look like guitars. They have ones probably like saxophones, all kinds of other weird shit. Depends on where you go, which ones they have. But that's what it wasn't a bottle. It was a giant plastic bottle they fill with slushy and they filled with vodka or whatever you have to put inside of it. So you guys go to the bar. You get your giant 64-ounce bottle, and then you what?
We went to get tacos. Apparently,
At Tacos and Tequila.
Yeah.
That's the place I got kicked out of, right? I didn't get kicked out.
You didn't
I
get
just,
kicked out.
The waitress hated me.
Yeah. So apparently, Kristen and I were the only ones who remembered Tacos and Tequila.
I definitely didn't remember it.
So we went there, had some really good tacos. We left there, and we got ready to go to the Neon Museum, where they had this show that was basically they relit up the signs with projectors. It was really fascinating. And we left there, and we came back.
Now, the Neon Museum is where you got married
Yes.
2 years ago, so very nostalgic. You and Elvis and your wife and the graces of God. And you guys like her to be your awfully little wife, and thank you very much.
Yeah. Sure.
That's very cool. Yes, you guys want the Neon
I
Museum.
pulled a Corbin Dallas for Fifth Element.
In what way?
Well, every time, like, I don't know if you've seen that movie before.
Everybody's seen that movie.
The part where Chris Tucker is interviewing Bruce Willis. He's like, "Oh, how'd you doing?" "Fine." "So what do you want to do?" "Get a drink." Like, I just deadpanned the whole thing, and I was having such a great time. But we left there, came back, hung out in the room until you showed up. I came to take a look at your room.
Yeah, you guys brought you guys up because we were in there. It was pretty late. We were pretty wiped out, and it was like, hey, come on up, hang out for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then keep us company for a bit, and then we ended up just snoozing.
Chicken brown cow.
No. I mean, I don't know how much sex you had in Vegas, but I guarantee I had less.
Sam Mouse Joe.
I think I might have touched myself in the shower one time. That's about as close as I got to having sex.
I've already did it twice. So, next day, we got up. We went to Mr. Mama's.
Mr. what?
Mr. Mama's.
Mr. Mama's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw this all over the place. I've never heard of that before. What,
It was this diner. It was pretty good.
It's on the strip? Or is it off the strip?
Yeah,
I saw the T-shirts and stuff like that too. It looks like his old grumpy, not grumpy looking. It's like his old stern Italian man who's like in almost like he's in drag or something. I think was like their promo for it. But
yeah, we left there. What do we do next? Because I'm starting to blank on that.
we ended up the first morning. Got up and got coffee. Obviously, that's how you start your day, and then went to the pool. The pool in the Luxor.
We went grocery shopping. That's what all the fun we did.
You went to Vegas, and your story to tell us you went grocery shopping.
Yeah, we went to Walmart for supplies.
Okay.
I wanted tittygrams because of those little plain cookies they had on the flight.
Okay.
The closest I could get was cinnamon tittygrams. So bought some water, bought some margarita to put in my.
You were the water king. You came to my rescue a couple of times with bottles of water. You were like this camel where you just had water always in your book bag. Where anytime somebody was like, I'm thirsty, you were like, I got this, and you were just throwing water at people.
Because I did that hike back in 2003, 2002, that's 2002, and I dehydrated. I would never do that again. So anytime I go out in the desert or any place where I'm going to be hiking, I fill a camel pack full of water, get a couple extra bottles of water just in case, because I am not doing that again.
Yeah, you definitely saved my ass a few times there, because there was a couple times where I was just like, I couldn't, and I just was really feeling it. And you don't realize it until you realize it. And then
It's too late by the time you realize it.
But yeah, you were definitely, you were the water king.
So we left there, we dropped the stuff off, and then we went to New York and met up with you guys, and we ended up going to the Bellagio Fountains.
Oh, right. Well, we started off at the pool. Spent a couple hours at the pool. It was nice. It's a real nice pool. It's very cool looking. It's got a lot of it's a Vegas pool, so it's got all the neat stuff to look at and everything. And hung out there, worked on my tan a little bit. Actually, I didn't get a deep tan. I don't really tan too much anyway. I go from pale to burnt back to pale again. But it was nice. There was a chick laying out at the pool with her top untied, and she was this close to nipple, Joel, like 100. I couldn't stop staring. I was trying not to. I knew that I was.
You're with
wrong.
your wife.
I was creepy, but so what? What's that have to do with anything? That.
You're not supposed to look when your wife's around, because then she smacks you and goes, "What are you looking at her for? Not attractive enough?"
I don't know who's making up these rules, but I don't abide by them. The dude does not abide.
I like to avoid fights.
Anyways, so at the pool there was boobies, and I looked at some of them, and the one girl was like, I mean, she was just like, it was this taunt. She was doing it to tease me. I know she was. She didn't realize it, but she was. Like, she had her whole thing untied. She was trying not to get her tan lines at the top, and it was like that. I mean, like, the nipple was like a millimeter away from making me uncomfortable, but yet so happy at the same time. So we hung out at the pool because it's Vegas. Like, people are just so much more open and comfortable with themselves in Vegas. Like, it's very it's definitely a much more relaxed environment. Like, there's girls with like their thong bikinis on, their asses hanging out. It's like, whatever. After a while, it stays. I continue to appreciate it, but it stopped having like that authenticity. Like, after a while, you're just kind of like, okay, there goes another butt. Yeah, so we hung out at the pool for a while, and then decided to take a walk down to the Vegas sign. Did you get a chance to go down and see the sign?
No, we went.
You actually, the same sign's on your shirt right now, the Welcome to the Vegas.
Well, we went the first time. Like, I mean, once you've done it, you've done it.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's one of those things that's like...
But you did. But Sarah never did it, so it's understandable.
Well, I wanted to go down. I didn't care if she wanted to go down or not. I was going down for me. She wanted to go. She was welcome to tag along. But we get down there, and there's a mile-long line, like, where people are waiting to get the picture in front of it. And I'm like, I do not want to stand in line forever. There's one guy at the end, and this dude he's got a great routine. Like, he's got a little tip jar, and he's standing there going, I'm a professional photographer, and I'm happy to take a picture in front of the Vegas sign. It will not cost you a thing. All the whatever, just take your turn, take your turn, wait in line, and I'll be happy to take a professional grade quality picture for you for free. And then he's the little tip jar, so you choose, you tip him or not. And some people were, some people weren't. He was kind of keeping the line moving, but I'm sure he was probably making a butt ton of money. This dude has got such a racket there. Like, he's so smart the way he's doing it, and he was letting you know, I will take your picture. You don't have to pay me. But people were still throwing money at him, and even the people that weren't, he was still happy to do it because I'm sure he was making plenty of cash.
So, side note, you said his little spiel. So yesterday, well, not yesterday. Yesterday, as of the day, well, probably a week ago.
A week and a half ago.
I went
in Pittsburgh, not in Vegas.
In Pittsburgh. I went to Kmart to buy a canopy because they were on sale. So I walk in. Guy goes, hey, I like your shirt. I was wearing a Vegas shirt. It had the flag on it. And it was like a flag in, like, Vegas, whatever. It was like a mashup. So I walk in. I like your shirt. I'm like, that. It's very patriotic. So I'm walking away. Hey, can I introduce you in Green Energy? I'm like, I already have Green Energy. I already signed up for you guys back in January. Or if I got an 90-day trial, I'm like, but I already have you. So what's the point of the trial if I'm already signed up with you guys? He goes, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. So I got my canopy, went online, checked out, realized there was a hole in the box. So I want a different one. Go back to the canopy thing. Hey, nice shirt you have on. I look over.
Still, thank you.
Another dude. It's a spiel of nice T-shirt. He says it to everybody. So it wasn't real. I wanted to punch him in the face. I almost did.
Whoa, I thought my T-shirt was the best T-shirt.
Continue your story.
No, because I really like your story now. So we talk about the Kmart instead. No, we end up getting our picture taken. Like, I go off on the side, and I'm like, screw this. Like, I just kind of like just get a little selfie in front of the Vegas sign, but like from way off in the corner, so it's a bit of an angle, but I don't even care because at least I got the picture done. And then we went to I went to Mandalay Bay. They have this kind of walk-through thing where it's the shark reef. You go in and you can see they have like it's like basically a huge aquarium. You go through and there's.
I've been there. I got a picture of a dolphin there years ago.
It's a picture of what?
With a dolphin.
A dolphin?
Dolphin.
Oh, a dolphin. I'm sorry.
Flipper, magical fish.
The shark reef is definitely overpriced, but a fun time. It was a cool thing to do. Walk through, you saw like a lizard and some fish and whatever, and got a couple pictures. And the shark tank was kind of neat. But it's insanely pricey for as little as it is. You do that, and there's I want to say you did the shark reef, and you also got the polar bear thing also, where you get to walk through and see some stuff, polar bears and penguins. Not real, it's just like more.
Was it Disney magic? Was there animatronics?
No, it wasn't even that. It was literally like projections.
Was it stuffed animals? That'd be awesome with stuffed animals.
Just a giant. It was there was stuffed animals, but that was the shop at the end where you have to buy keychains and stupid shit. But yeah, it wasn't bad, and it was a good way to kill some time, and it was a fun thing to do. And now that I said that I did it, but I definitely not worth. Everything in Vegas is a little pricier for the most part, but this was kind of like one of those things where I didn't really leave satisfied. I just kind of went like, it was cool to do, but once you consider how much money you spent on it, you kind of go, all right, I guess it was okay. But yeah, so we did the Shark Reef, and that's whenever I met up with you guys, because then we stopped and we got pizza at that one place in New York. There's this cool little pizza shop. It's way back in the corner, and they have really good pizza. Not monstrous pizza, nothing crazy, nothing wild, but just delicious pizza. So I had a couple slices of pie. And then that's whenever we met up with you guys.
Yep. Actually, I think about Friday. On Thursday, we also went to Circus and looked around a little bit.
Okay.
Because they had some amusement park thing in there, which is weird. But anyway, so yeah, we met up went to Bellagio Fountains, went to Caesars.
Well, before we went to Bellagio, we did the roller coaster. You didn't do the roller coaster this time. You sat out on the roller coaster.
Yep.
I don't think you were. I don't know if you had too much to drink or if you just weren't feeling it.
I wasn't feeling it because I went on the only reason I went last time because Jonesy was like, dude, because of the weight loss surgery, I've never been on a roller coaster before. I'm like, dude, next roller coaster you want to go on, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
So I already had a debt to pay to him. That was paid. I'm like,
that roller coaster is the coolest thing though, because you get on it and you're inside the hotel. You walk up a set of stairs, and then all of a sudden they just sit you down on a roller coaster. The line moved pretty decent. We get in the roller coaster. We're in the back, the far back seat. We rode with Jonesy and Chris, and you get on and it starts to move, and then all of a sudden you're just outside. Like you were just immediately outside, like in a heartbeat. And then it chugs you up and it drops you down, and you do the loop-de-loop and the spiral and the corkscrew and the flip and then the bounce, and then you're right back in. It's not a very long ride, but everything that's cool about a roller coaster is on that roller coaster in a very short period of time. So it's one of the funnest roller coasters, price per ounce kind of thing. Like it's one of the funnest roller coasters that I think I've ever been on because it's so quick and it's so good, and but it's all right there. You get to do a little bit of everything. You are upside down. You do spin around. You do corkscrew, but it's not like scary or intimidating or terrifying.
Yeah.
As far as roller coasters go, it's not a frightening one. It's just a fun one. So I really like that roller coaster. Then we left there. That's whenever we went to Bellagio.
Yeah.
We walked up to Bellagio to see the fountains. That's a funny story because when the fountains, we walk up and we go through, checked out the hotel and all of they have that flower garden where it's like, it looks like an art museum, but it's built entirely of flowers. They have paintings and sculptures and everything, but they're not sculptures. They're literally roses and whatever types of all the different flowers that are then placed together. It's a very cool room. It's a very interesting, very neat place right in the middle of the hotel. And then when we step outside, then you can watch the fountain. We got there. We were like 10, 15 minutes before the show starts. So we're hanging out and we're standing there, and I got myself a really good spot so I can watch the show. And then I'm waiting and I'm waiting and waiting. And I'm staying in my spot, and I got a good spot, and I'm ready for the fountain show to go on. And then just as it's starting up, this lady comes up beside me with her kids. And now, first of all, if you take your kids to Vegas, fuck you. That is not a place where you take your kids.
Nope.
Okay? It's like if I'm drunk at the bar and then I got to start behaving myself because you came in with your kids, you're an asshole because that's not where kids belong. Yep. Vegas is the whole city is a bar. It's a debauchery, and it's not a healthy place for children to be in. It's not a place. Take them to Disney. Take them camping. Take them anywhere other than Vegas. So I'm standing in my spot. Next thing you know, this kid is weaseling her way in front of me so that she can watch the fountains after I had already saved this spot for at least 10, 15 minutes. And now I got to have this choice in my brain. Do I want to fight a 7-year-old girl?
Yes.
Or do I want to give it up and step back so that the little kid can see the fountain?
Hey, line must be drawn here!
It was one of the hardest moral decisions I ever had to make because I really felt like I needed to stand my ground because you should not have your kids in Vegas. No. But the wiser, more calmer side of me came through and said, there's no reason to punish the child.
Yes, there is. That child needs to learn that life sucks. You might get there late, you get screwed. That's how that happens.
No. I wasn't going to punish a 7-year-old because their parents were idiots.
I punched a 7-year-old and the parent.
I wanted to punch the parent.
I throw the parent in the fountain.
This lady, I'm pretty sure, did not speak English, so I don't know if she would have understood.
Never mind.
I would have said to her as
Never
I was
mind.
fighting her. Also, you don't fight a lady. That's wrong, Joel. You're not supposed to hit women. So I didn't.
You can fight them and not hit them.
I let it go. I stepped back and I
What are
watched
you,
the
Elsa
show.
now?
And I'm sorry, I skipped over part of this because one of the attractions that are in Vegas is the Titanic Museum. Now, when I saw this and I looked at the price, I thought, that sounds really shitty. Who wants to go through a museum about the Titanic?
Q Joe's wife.
Yeah. So Sarah says, oh, I love the Titanic. I've always been infatuated with the Titanic. I'm sorry. We have been together for 16 years, and I know that you enjoyed the movie, but I'm pretty certain Leonardo DiCaprio is not going to be in the museum, so can we please friggin' skip it? So I was in trouble because I didn't plan out the Titanic Museum. I know, right? And I planned out the whole trip. Like, I did a really good job mapping out the whole thing. I had a very set course of action of how everything was supposed to go. And so we get to the Bellagio fountains. The little kid cuts in front of me, and then the fountains go off. And what's the song they're playing whenever the fountains go off?
The Titanic song.
Celine Dion's Titanic song happens to be. So, of course, being quick-witted as I am, I went, I knew this. This was going to happen. This is for you. I planned this out. So that she would finally go, okay, cool, maybe I'll stop being an asshole to you. Maybe she'll be a little nicer to me now that she thinks I actually planned out something kind of sweet and a little bit kind. I had no clue that song was coming on. I had absolutely no idea. But I play it off, and I got credit for it. She was like, oh, that's so nice. I can't believe it. I said, yes, I made sure that we were here, and I knew that you had to go see the fountains. I wanted to go see the fountains. I didn't give a shit about her seeing the fountains, whether she wanted to or not. I wanted to see the fountains. But when it happened to be the Titanic song, and I went, I knew how important it was to you and how much you enjoyed Titanic. So I made sure we were here because I knew that they were going to play Celine Dion. So they do the whole show, and everything's all done, and then we're kind of like hanging out with the whole group of us. It was me and you and Chris and Tara and Jonesy and Sarah and everybody. We're all there. So we're hanging out. We're walking around a little bit. We're still around the fountains, and we go get a couple pictures taken with the street performer girls and everything. And it's getting close to the show coming back on again, because every half hour they run the show. So we're getting really close to the show starting back at the fountain show again, and I can't remember whose idea it was. I think it was either your wife's or Chris's or something. Said, hey, let's stick around and watch the show again. And I was like, I've already seen it, and I really don't want to sit through Celine Dion again. But what I didn't know was every time they run the show, it's a different song. And they start playing Hey Jude by the Beatles. And I went, oh shit, the jig is up. And she looks at me and she's like, you didn't know? And I was like, no, I didn't know, but how can I save myself from this one? Because I really don't want to be an asshole. But, as it turns out, I'm an asshole, and everybody knows.
Cue the Dennis Slayer song.
What's that?
Cue the Dennis Slayer song.
Cue the I'm an asshole. Yeah, so fucking Beatles ruined it for me, and they blew up my spot. The jig was up.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I didn't get any credit
for
being a nice guy.
Went to Caesar's Palace.
Mm-hmm.
And we should have the Forum Shops. And that's where we bid you adieu, because you had something else to do. We were going...
No, we ended up meeting back up with you guys. I can't remember what went on in between.
I think, you went to the high roller thing.
No,
that was Friday.
Yeah, that was later on. We
You had a show at 9:30.
You guys also had a show at 9:30. So I don't know what we did.
Wait, no.
We ended up just walking back, and you guys ended
No.
shopping stuff or something.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's what it was. You guys, that's what it was. We were going to go to the Fantasy Burlesque show.
Yes.
We went to get food. You were going to walk around some more, and we met you at the show at 10 o'clock.
That's what it was. We walked down, and we ended up meeting at Vegas has a lot of different shows and a lot of fun ones, and one of them is a topless show, a show where you go in and the girls shake their topless at you, and they do
boobies,
a lot
breasts, chests.
But it's not
memories.
It's not like going to a strip club.
Tasteful.
It is. It's actually very tasteful. Surprisingly, it was a really good show.
The craziest part of the show.
Well, I'm getting there. But you go in and it's an actual performance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just girls. It's not like going to a strip club where they wiggle their boobs at you and you throw them $1. It's not degrading. It's not degenerative. but it's fun and it's exciting, and it's got an element of sexuality obviously in it, where the girls are coming out and they are topless. So they do a little bit of that, and it was fun. It was definitely exciting. It was an interesting. It was very cool to see that performance, and also it was tantalizing.
Mm-hmm.
Then this comedian comes out. It was an impersonator. It was who's he? Not Rick James.
James Brown.
James Brown. He was impersonating James Brown. He comes out and he's doing this whole. And I don't want to. If you're gonna go to Vegas, you got to check this out. I think it's well worth the money. It was probably one of the best times we had. One of the best times we had there. We did a lot of really fun stuff, but this was a memorable one for us. So we get there and it's not creepy. It's not perverted. You're not sitting in your own little booth. Oh, daddy, that's almost there. You know, it's a whole crowd. It's a performance.
You're the bunch of people going, it's almost there.
Well, we were hanging out, and it was the whole row of us, and I was at the very end of the row, and so I think it was like Jonesy and then Kristen and Terry and you and whatever. So like we work our way down the line, and this guy comes out, and he's this James Brown impersonator, and he comes out and he's doing get out, yeah. And he's right back, and he's doing this whole ordeal, and he keeps going on and on and on and on about it, and then he finally just kind of like cuts out of the whole James Brown act, and he's like, y'all don't understand what the hell I'm talking about anyways, and he just really starts doing all of these hilarious, making dick jokes, and it's something about his mannerisms and his personality, the way that he presented himself and the jokes that he told was, without a doubt, 100% Jonesy. This guy was Jonesy. He looked like him. He sounded like him. He acted like him. His mannerisms were
His
Jonesy.
jokes.
And it wasn't like I thought it, and I went and I looked down the line to look at Jonesy. Only I can't see Jonesy because everybody else's head is sitting there. We're all looking at Jonesy, and he's just sitting there in his seat, shaking his head, and he's like, "I know what y'all thinking." And so he finally he kind of slowly turns and he looks back at all of us, and we're all at the same time like, "That's you! That guy's you!" And he's going, "I know." It was unbelievable. It was uncanny that like not one of us thought it. All of us thought this was Jonesy. But yeah, it was even looked a lot like him, and that's like, not like in that all black guys look the same kind of way, not in that pejorative sort of negative. But this dude, did he or did he not have a very similar reference? He was basically like an older, darker Jonesy is what he was. But like even the jokes and stuff were very similar. After the show, we get a chance to meet this guy. And that, it was funny the whole way through because we're watching it and we're going, that's fucking Jonesy. That's Jonesy on stage. And then the girls come out and they do some more dancing and everything. And it's a fun show. They're really enjoyable, a lot of fun. And not for like the perverted reasons, just because it was a really good show. Well performed, well produced, well directed. The girl who did the singing, the kind of the MC or whatever you want to call her, she has got when you walk away from a show and there's 12 some girls that are out there, 8 girls, whatever. No, it was 12.
It was 8.
They each had a month of the calendar.
No, it's only 2. I was complaining about that.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, there was an adequate number of breasts on the stage, and when you walk away and you're thinking to yourself, I just saw all of these chicks take their shirts off and do all these seductive dances and fun stuff, and the part of the show that you remember the most was the dude comedian and the woman who was emceeing the show who didn't take her shirt off, but she had a voice like an angel. She had this beautiful God-sent voice. Really, really talented singer. She should really she's so much better than the production she's doing, and she's doing an amazing production. Walked away with that in hand. Like that's the part you take out of it. I thought it was uncanny and unbelievable. We had a really good time, and then so we get out and we get to meet everybody, and so we meet this guy, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name. I wish I could. The comedian, and so we meet up with him, and we talked to him, and we all kind of were like, "You got to meet Jonesy," and he's like, "Oh, cool. I'm just like your black friend," because there's a group of white people hanging out, and then we're all like looking at you like, "Joel, come on, back us up. Tell us." We're not just saying you're both black. Like he really is like Jonesy, right? And so they go over and they're shaking. We got to take a picture of them. And I think Chris was having a problem with her phone or something like that. And so him and Jonesy both it was like watching a mirror. Like it was like they both like, you can't get your phone together, and they both stop and they just smile. and we just lost it because like they were saying the same thing at the same time in the same way, and it was unbelievable watching these two act exactly the same. Yeah, that was super cool. What a great time we had there. That was really fun. And for a show called Fantasy that was full of topless women, like you really did take away. I enjoyed so much more of the show than
And to end the night, you guys had drinks with Matt and Ariane.
Is that the name we had met up?
Yeah.
Right?
And we're going to cut to part 1 because
Alright.
Jonesy's in the room, so we can do part 2.
Oh, Jonesy's here.
Yes.
All
So
right.
we'll end this
join us
episode.
next week here on Stream of Conscious Podcast. Play me some music there, Joel. Get us out of here. Make sure you join us next week and like us and you got to download. Start getting our podcast with streamofconsciouspodcast.com. You can find it on your app on your
There's
iPhone.
going to be a
or-
special episode that
Yeah.
will be only available on the podcast.
You will not
not on
catch
Facebook. And
this
not on-
episode
and not on-
anywhere else.
And not on
So
YouTube. Only on the stream.
So start now, and whenever it comes by, you will get it. All right?
We'll put a placeholder episode that we'll just put in.
Yeah, this is an added on. This is a bonus feature episode that you will only get this one place. All right. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.
And disco.